everyone, Holly Amaya here from Story and Printing. I am here with my fabulous friend and co-founder, Anne-Marie Hoftailing. Hello, Anne-Marie. How are you?
Hello, my friend. I'm doing very well, and it's good to see you again. We were just doing training this morning, so it's good to be back here.
Totally. Good to be back in our Zoom room. So I want to talk about something today that we talked about actually in our training this morning, and we've been talking about with our executive groups and with coaching clients, which is what you like to call, you're so good at coming up with these phrases, the shadow side of strengths. What is that, and why should we care about that?
So for me, it's any strength that we would identify in ourselves that we're proud of when overexpressed becomes in some way detrimental. So it could be, I am very proud of the fact that I think of myself as incredibly independent, incredibly self-sufficient. When that gets overexpressed, what it means is I don't collaborate as well, that I don't allow people to help me as much, that I'm sort of this lone wolf that isn't conducive to teamwork and collaborative community kind of work. So it's great to be independent, and all the strengths that you might have are fantastic. And when they are overly expressed, we have to analyze whether they're still really serving us in the same way.
Right, totally. I mean, we've talked about this, you and I, but I consider myself a very loyal person. And, that's lauded, I think, in our culture as a strength, right? Like, it's great that she's so loyal, she's loyal. And also what has happened is that I've stayed in I've stayed at the party way too long, whether that's, like a relationship before I was married or a friendship that wasn't serving me. Any kind of relationship, frankly, with a job, a career. I mean, I think stayed practicing law longer than I probably should have now in retrospect, because I had sort of this misplaced sense of loyalty, right? And I think we talked about this with one of our groups recently. As an American sort of professional society and culture, we love to talk about finding your strengths, right? There's all of these tools out there to find your strengths, and that's great. And also, I think your point is incredibly well taken, and should be examined and talked about more than I think it is. Like, there is that other side of that, and what does that mean for you and sort of where you want to go?
Yeah, I mean, it's great to think about, hey, I'm a great caretaker. Unless you're driving yourself into the ground and nobody else is able to take care of themselves and they aren't growing because you're such a great caretaker that you're over functioning. So any place that you're hyper performing in that way provides the opportunity for it to become destructive to either yourself or others. I think, and that's the other thing I would say, loyalty is a typical one we hear from a lot of our clients. They're being underpaid and overworked in a role that they're being asked to take, like an interim role for 18 months with no pay increase, no time. This is something that commonly happens with executive coaching. And their response will be, well, I'm very loyal. And I think, well, what does this mean? To the exclusion of being appropriately compensated? You're loyal to the exclusion of being professionally acknowledged and recognized? And do I think a company or organization extends that same loyalty in terms of a reciprocal relationship? No, I don't. Is loyalty a great quality? Of course it is, but I think it can absolutely be distorted very easily.
What are some actionable takeaways that you would have for people who are watching this in terms of, just thinking about this and taking sort of this idea and applying it to their lives?
A great exercise for you to do is to think about the 5 top strengths or qualities that you're super proud of, that you think this is something that you're rewarded for. This is something that someone would describe you as. Somebody in a group that we were running, an executive group, says, I get along with everybody. Like, what could possibly be wrong with that? And somebody said, you could be a doormat. I mean, that could be the problem, right? That could be the dark side of that. So I think, like, write down those 5 qualities and examine the ways in which they have in some way, shape, or form become distorted by overexpression. And the ways in which you can, and usually the answer is some form of boundary that needs to take place. Usually the answer is that you, in this particular way, there are not enough or appropriate boundaries to allow you to maintain that strength without destruction.
I love that. Well, thank you so much, as always. And thank you all for watching this. So one thing I failed to mention at the very beginning of the video is story imprinting. If you're not familiar with us, we teach great companies and humans the art and the science of storytelling, and we infuse that narrative lens into all of the training we do. So we have a whole host of professional development training services. You can read more about those on our website, storyimprinting.com. We also have a communications arm of our business where we guide companies with PR and messaging strategy. And then we do these YouTube videos really as an individual, as a response to a lot of the feedback that we're getting from folks just like you who are watching, and they're saying like, hey, this is coming up for me professionally. Can you talk about this? And so, you know, we really build these videos based on what our listeners and viewers want to hear more of. So please drop a comment, drop a like if you enjoyed the video. If you didn't enjoy the video, still drop a like. We love it. The YouTube gods smile favorably upon us when we get likes and comments. And also please follow us on LinkedIn. You can find both of us there as well as our corporate page. And we're always, you know, trying to post with new content and information about webinars and events that we do for the public. So thank you so much. I hope you have a great day, Anne Marie, and I will talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.